Marta. I was expecting more along the lines of Leona, but see what direction he goes.
Okay.
Soraka.
Some bananas.
Common bot lane?
Honestly, I kind of like it though. Soraka heal battery for this team. You know, keeping up the Xin on the front line, making a lot of space. It's a very short range team for FlyQuest. And so to have the sustain of Soraka, as long as Busio can have some good space, I kind of like it for the team.
Well, the Xayah is the most obvious thing ever, so that is just going to be locked in here to round out the G2 composition, but it certainly feels like G2 got exactly what they wanted, and this Soraka is confusing me, but I like it. Oh, Skewmon knows exactly what's going on. The Battle of the Crab is going to come on through, and he gets that ward in, so Inspired starting this fight off already. Quads roaming over at the same time as Skewmon is so incredibly low. Busio gets on in here, heals them up. And they're not going to be able to quite find first blood just yet, but it will mean they get the crab.
Yeah,
that's the most important thing, and it's really adding to it. It's a yes from me. It's flash out from Bwipo as the pillar was put in the perfect position to make sure that that flash was needed.
We were traumatized for a long time. We had a lot of failures with this champion, but we have had a lot of successes.
Yon was another one I remember.
Well. Yeah.
Ooh, Tibbers playing some defense here for Quad. Meanwhile, towards the top side of the map, some aggression as Masu going down very low. Battle Busio here on the Soraka is just pushing them away.
Yeah, you don't get to opt into all the fights though. Sometimes the fights come to you.
Oh, it is happening as Labrov makes his way over. They're looking for the dive. Knockup does come on through as Busio gets the wish out, but there is first blood going over to the Trundle here at 13 minutes. The culling to soften them up, but Masu might even be in trouble himself. So we'll see who's going to be able to get set up for that one. Busio here in mid lane for now. Looks like Fly do want to fight for it, but Bwipo's also in trouble. Equalizer goes down, flashes away, and just gets chomped down by Skewmon. That's 2-0 for the Troll. And now without Equalizer and the Rumble, it's going to be hard for Fly to fight for this one.
Skewmon with some active plays. This is a much better look for G2 and for Skewmon. Skewmon makes the gank on bottom side, Vedius, then he makes the gank on top side, and a repeat gank as well.
Yeah, makes another gank towards this top side. Good flash out there as the wish comes through as well, but it's not going to work. It's 3-0 in the kills as G2 lock down those feats of warfare, and FlyQuest, they need to do something about this Troll.
Yeah, the Troll is controlling the game. Where the Troll goes, G2 wins.
Well, Rift Herald is just immediately going to be put down here in this mid lane. That could be first turret. Going on over to FlyQuest.
Pillar.
Yeah, let's see whether it is going to come through, and there it is. Skewmon able to lock that one down as we have the ulti from Caps towards the top side. Bwipo in trouble, but he's just kept alive by the ambulance. And now Quad, an awkward position for him as well, as Caps finds some damage there. Into the backline goes Broken Blade. They're kind of taking it in turns to annoy FlyQuest, and it's working very nicely as G2 keeping these health bars pretty up there. And FlyQuest starting to look a little worse for wear. Caps taking some damage. The Witch comes down yet again. The Equalizer not quite doing that much as Inspired goes in. Looking for Labrov, but he gets himself out. The Crescent Guard comes through as well as Broken Blade comes down from the heavens. Inspired's just looking unkillable on this Sin Tower, but G2 just won't go down.
Yeah, G2, they all live. Are FlyQuest going to try and rush the objective? I don't think that's possible here. They all get out there in the end. The flash away keeps Caps alive, keeps Labrov alive.
Labrov, his heal on the Q, and now Masu's in danger.
Yeah, there is the Galio in there as well, as Masu does get that flash off. Winds of War not quite doing too much damage here, so he is going to be able to stay alive, but it's a big flash now down.
Nice, guys.
But it ends up being a 1-for-0, no objective.
Everyone is full HP, I think, and they burst someone. So any poke we get without dying is so strong for us. It's so good for us.
Yeah, well, not a lot of dying has been happening here in this game as Papa, not looking too happy there. The Soraka is going to have no value at all.
Yeah, my main thing is that FlyQuest, well, hold on a second.
Yeah, Skewmon once again making his presence known as in goes Inspired. He is difficult to kill as we do have a lot of damage coming down. Caps finding the angle for the ulti, but look at this! This Soraka is ludicrous! Making sure that he throws band-aids to everyone, and they are all just gonna be okay. FlyQuest now moving on towards this Otacon as Labrov eating some honey fruit, but it looks like they'll be able to use these lower health bars to push them away, and now Bwipo is just burning him down. Might be a little bit of a bridge too far, but it doesn't actually happen. Equalizer is confusing, and I'll leave it at that. But the Otacon down to 50%. Broken Blade teleports in, but isn't going to be able to do too much more because the map is dark and full of terrors and bananas. There has been some whoopsies left and right, but it does feel like FlyQuest got the better of that last moment and do get the Otacon for it as we have another engage to come through. G2 may have found Inspired yet again, but this is how the last fight started. Quad comes on over and just drops a bear on them. The Galio will be the answer. The knock-up, he's still alive, but Skewmon will finally get the chomp. And down goes the Xin Zhao eventually. Man, that took everything to make that happen. But now G2 with some control on this map, and you've got FlyQuest down to jungler.
All of this deep vision from G2 in the blue quadrant of the jungle. And we even saw before the play took off, there were FlyQuest question mark pings there. They did kind of expect.
Oh, Skewmon is just going to get flashed on here, tries to flash the wall, misses. And now you've got the Featherstorm needing to be employed. Another cheeky equalizer to come down, but Bwipo not going to be able to follow up on that one. And so the answer does come through, and finally FlyQuest are on the board. They've discovered how to get kills in this game. It's getting a little bit scary as they're moving into the fog of war. Equalizer goes down once again.
That's very
trying to get the poke in there. As soon as FlyQuest do take damage, though,
the damage was very
Lucio
little as well.
This is Soul Point, remember, guys. This is not something that FlyQuest really feel comfortable giving up, but they're not going to be able to move in here into the fog of war to try and deny it.
Really hard to take down now. And Toronto kind of thrives in these scrappy fights.
Well, he's going to have to try and book it over here. It is Broken Blade with a lot of CC, keeping Bwipo busy. Equalizer goes down. The Wish comes in, but he just dies before FlyQuest could get in there. Still, they're going to look for the fight, though. Crescent Guard comes down. Lebrov just explodes in an instant as the taunt is fantastic. The flash out from Inspire, but he still dies. Not enough in the tank here for Busio. And G2 finding the advantage here. Redemption comes down. They've got healing of their own. It moves to a 3,000 gold lead, and they might have Baron on the mind as they push this lane in.
Let's see what Pokey can get down.
It is a pretty early Baron, but it's going down very, very quickly. A teleport is available here as soon as this Rumble does spawn, and he's teleporting in now, but the Baron is going to go down. Quad immediately explodes as Bwipo cannot get anything done. Flash over the wall there from Busio as Bwipo decides he wants to go aggressive. I'm not sure about that one, but Masu tries to get the kill on Skewmon, and it doesn't quite work. All of these Barons still up and available, and the Justice Punch to bring Broken Blade forward. He will find his mark as Busio's still alive and getting this healing down, but the problem is they're not doing enough damage to G2, and they're just going to back up. The culling is working as intended, but unfortunately, it's just a little too late.
The Soraka healing is just way too monstrous.
Soraka hate in your voice.
Oh, yeah.
Not quite able to get it. But still, I think that means G2 are going to have control of the entire map right now. This fight just blew it wide open. They've got Baron buff. They got a bunch of extra kills off it, too.
Okay, well, we're looking for a bit more of a fight here as the heroic entrance comes down. Quad takes a large chunk. FlyQuest still in it, though, as we can see. Masu is going so aggressive. I don't know whether it's a good idea, as there is the ulti out from Caps to get so much AoE damage, but Masu still alive. The ambulance is working, but Skewmon finally gets the jump down. And there goes the AD carry. G2 are a freight train. They'll break the inner turret, and they'll probably get more because they've got Baron, and they're looking at a game number 3.
G2 will finally get a bit of revenge against FlyQuest as they finally get a big... Wow, I suppose they'll get a big inhibitor.
They do get a big inhibitor push. It's still good. It's still big.
Back away, they can get themselves the Infernal Soul, but this is definitely their game to lose as they look to bring us to Game 3.
It certainly is. Game 2, Steve.
Yeah, I was about to say, what's his name going to be in Game 3?
It's Game 3 Gary, and I hope you guys are ready.
If I knew it was Game 3 Gary before, I'd be so G2 biased in this game. Oh my god, I'm really glad you saved that until now, as the priceless moment of the game does come on through. Infernal Soul for G2. The Rebel Baron power play putting them at about 8.7k in the lead. And FlyQuest trying to get back out onto the map. You can see Inspired just wanting to keep this fight going, but Between Worlds comes out from Caps, and he's now on a rampage against Quad. And Masu feels like he just came out of the death chamber, but immediately they're looking to try and put him back in there as this siege. Baron or no Baron, G2 will be able to take down another inhibitor turret. And with Infernal Soul, I think they'll have the damage to burst down FlyQuest now. The culling comes through, but Skewmon says what? as he just takes most of it. Equalizer in as well as they look for Whippo, but he does go gold and the quickness comes on through. The charm is fantastic. They try and keep him alive, but it does not work. It's a bit of a trade though, as this Rakan is going to be taken down, but man, these wallets, they are so heavy from G2. First Nexus turret to be taken down. Masu going to be next to be taken on this fountain, and G2 showing them that even though they did get swept at MSI, here at World's going to be a different story.
And I think it's just such a big difference for Skewmont game 1 to game 2. Having the Trundle gave him so much more agency. He was having so much more impact on the map as well.